Okay, welcome to the 2020 Cafe. We're following on from basic mise en place preparations, so things that you put in place that when you have them in the fridge, life is a lot easier. So it follows on from the video where we made onion puree, ginger puree, chili puree and garlic puree. And this video is about making a basic curry sauce. I learnt this in India, and so this is a very standard Indian curry sauce. Doesn't really have a specific name. It's not a madras, it's not a so-and-so, it's not a specific dish from a part of India like Kerala or from Rajasthan. It's a fairly generic dish, but it's great to have. A few ideas of how to use it. You can make up, obviously, a curry from it. You take this paste, you add some vegetables, maybe some coconut milk. You could add some chicken to it, you add some prawns to it, cook it out, and you get yourself a very nice curry. But it'll also make a lovely spicy tomato soup. So use a couple of spoonfuls of this paste with a base tomato puree, some onions. Add a tin of chopped tomatoes, simmer that, season it nicely, and you've got a very nice curry tomato soup. Okay, well let's look down and have a look at our basic preparation that we've got here. So we have a ramekin with some salt and pepper in, so that's pretty straightforward. We have fenugreek. Be a little careful with that, too much of it and it can have quite a bitter taste. We have cloves. We have turmeric, cumin, coriander. This is the seed, the dried seed, coriander seed. We have cardamom pods, black onion seeds, peppercorns. These are dried curry leaves. I'm sure it's possible to buy them fresh, but they're going to be a lot more expensive. And here's some cinnamon. Our supplier this morning didn't have any whole sticks, so here's some powdered cinnamon. It's worth keeping in mind with these spices that they could have been picked quite a long time ago. They could have sat in a warehouse. They may sat at your delivery, whoever your deliverer of dry stores, they might have sat in their warehouse for a while, and they could have sat in your cupboard for a while. So these are probably not that fresh. And so what we're going to do with these is dry fry them to bring the oils, to warm them up and to get the smells going. And if you were here now, you wouldn't be able to smell any of these. There's no real smell in the air of curry, whereas in a few minutes time it will. Continuing down the table, we've got some chopped tomatoes. This is a tin. It's, where are we? March in England, so the tomatoes are not to be bought fresh. They're not very nice. They're imported from thousands of miles away. Much nicer for this dish just to use a tin of them, picked at the right time. We've got tomato puree, and here you can see the mise en place that we made over the last couple of videos. Here's the onion puree, here's the ginger, the garlic puree, and here's the green chili puree. Be careful with these. I've used the little bird's eye ones for this puree, so this is quite hot, this, and I want to keep this fairly mild so that I can use it for lots of different things. We'll have this chili puree on hand, so if I want to increase the actual hit of the chili, I can always add a bit more to it, but the actual curry paste is going to be fairly mild. At the back here I've got a pestle and mortar to crush my spices. I've got some vegetable oil to help all this blend when we put it into the machine, and then here's my frying pan that I'm going to dry fry the spices. So no oil in there, so we're going in. Over time you'll get used to making your own proportions up. I'm going quite heavy on the coriander and the cumin because they're two that I'm very confident of will appear a lot. I'm going to put quite a bit of pepper, black pepper in. I've got some black onion seeds here, they're going in. As I mentioned, be a little bit careful with fenugreek, not a great deal of that. Few cardamom pods. I'm going to use these whole because I'm going to crush it in a pestle and mortar. personal pet hate is finding something like that in a rice pudding. When you bite into it, it's a really, really strong flavour. So if you're going to use it in something like a rice pudding, just crush it, and then it's very easy. Just take the actual little black seeds out. There they go, falling out now. So those would go in a dish and I'd leave them in. But for this dish, because I'm going to crush all these spices, I can put the shells in as well. A couple of cloves, very, very strong cloves, so be a bit careful with putting too many of those in. Decent amount of turmeric and a bit of salt and pepper. And the salt, again, it seasons it, helps preserve it a little bit, but it also helps grind it in the pestle and mortar. So then, stay where you are, and I'm just going to get these onto a low heat over here. I'm going to get some warmth into those, and that's going to get this room smelling lovely and get them smelling as if they were just picked recently. Okay, here we have our spices for our basic curry mix. We've had them on the stove for about 5 minutes. No oil in the pan, dry frying them. You can bake them in the oven. We're going in with a pestle and mortar, and with this it's not an up-down motion, it's a round motion. You're hoping to crush them underneath the friction of the pestle into the mortar. And now it really smells lovely in here. Stop every so often, give it a little shake. The bigger bits will come to the top, and then you can see where you've got to concentrate. So I've still got a couple of cardamom pods there that haven't completely crushed down. This would then store in the cupboard. I guess truthfully it'd store indefinitely, but really as you've just fried them to get the flavour going, you might as well try and use it as quick as possible, but it would last for a while. So I guess if you make a spice mix you're happy with, you could make a lot, pop it into a nice airtight container, and this would sit in the cupboard for a long time. No need to refrigerate this, there's nothing in here that's going to allow the growth of bacteria. Okay, I'm happy with that. And then if we come round to the Robo Coupe, remembering putting this machine back together, click that into place, get the blade in place, and then remember it won't start unless the lid's on. Okay, so this dish is a combination of onion, garlic puree, ginger puree, good hoof of that. Garlic puree. Going in with chopped tin tomatoes. Tomato puree as well to give it a slightly more concentrated tomato flavour. These are the little bird's eye chilies, so be a bit careful not to put too much. I want this to be fairly mild. You can always add more, but obviously you can't take it away, so not too much of this. And then we're going in with a spice mix. Adding a small amount of oil just to help it spin round, help it puree. Okay guys, so this has been running for about 5 minutes. We'll stop and have a look at what we've got. If we can get in there and have a look, it's a lovely colour. The smell is beautiful, it smells fresh. It's got all those lovely ingredients in there. This would have taken a long time to prepare if I'd started first thing this morning and I had to chop the chilies, I had to chop the onions, the garlic and the ginger. Because these things are in place, life is a lot easier. I've got a spoon. Absolutely beautiful, really nice. Truth is, you could serve that on some potato wedges or with some nice little tortilla crisps as a dip. It's absolutely beautiful. Cook it out, add some lentils, some water, and you've got a spicy lentil soup. Take it further, add some coconut and some prawns, and you've got yourself a beautiful Indian style coconut curry. Great stuff. Get it into a clean container, in the fridge, good 5 or 6 days easily. If you want it to last for longer, add a little bit more salt and a bit of oil as a preservative, but this will be good as it is. Okay, enjoy.